Time now, a little bit after 11 o'clock Central. You're listening to Radio HIPP. We just finished up one quick broadcast. Didn't get a chance to kind of finish it off, but this is part two of the broadcast tonight on what we witnessed the United States government in what I call a takeover, a communist social act tonight. With me, I have colleague Dan. We're talking about our view as Americans. They may not be, at least mine, aren't that educated. I'm just basing it on my experiences and what I've seen. I think as Americans, that's how we can best place ourselves in what we see in the government. But we'll be covering 2 points, and then we're going to wrap up our discussion on this. I'd love your feedback. Again, if you're liberal, I'm totally cool with you. Honestly, I'm cool with your beliefs. I'm not cool with your beliefs. I'm cool with the fact that we live in America and we have the openness to believe in what we want. I'm not cool with liberal beliefs. I'll just say that right now. Some of you may get offended. You know what? If you are, it is what it is. Turn the video off if you don't like it. That's your right as an American to comment, whatever. But we're here just to share our thoughts on what we saw tonight. 2 points I'm going to bring up. The first one is the abortion part of the bill. As I heard today, that there was some amendments to that had to go through for some key Democrats to pass this bill. Tell us a little bit about your perspective on that. And the I can't remember the guy's name, who it was, but there was some amendments that I believe the president said, all right, we're going to make this happen if we take out public funding for abortion. So what are your thoughts on that, Dan? And what was the guy? I forgot his name.
He's a congressman from Michigan, I believe, Stupak.
Okay.
He's a Democrat.
Nice pimp hat, by the way.
Oh, this old thing?
Yeah. Nice hat. I like that.
Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No.
It caught my eye.
Yeah.
I had to describe it.
I wear this sometimes just because it's light and it keeps the sun. I try to take care of my skin.
Cool. Okay. Got it on. It's a Halloween costume place.
UV.
Okay.
But he's a congressman from Michigan. He was adamantly opposed to this bill because it didn't contain strong enough language that would preclude abortions. What he was looking for is language that specifically said no abortions. We won't fund abortions unless there's rape or danger to the mother's life. A small list of things.
And so, bottom line is, they made that. I believe President Obama put those amendments in, or made some lobby for something
no, what
today.
He did, the congressman was concerned that the language wasn't strong enough, and he was demanding that these changes, the language be changed. But he settled at the last minute. He settled, and I believe it was just a political move. He settled for basically an email from the president that said, "Oh, I promise we're gonna make sure that these are the only things for which exceptions are made." And so he caved, and they got his vote. Ultimately, it didn't matter because I think they passed it with 220 something votes when they only needed 216. I can't remember what the...
Basically what happened is, you were talking earlier about it, and you had a really good perspective on it, that this abortion part got put through because of the changes that were made, but now there's a lot of gray area in that.
Well, it was always a part of it, but it was the people that were opposed to it, the Democrats that were opposed to it, that I was impressed with, that ultimately caved. But it does. There's inherent in that this gray area because
what's a woman now to not claim, to claim rape? I would hope not.
We don't even have to use that, but the danger to the woman's life. You know what I mean? It's at the doctor's discretion, and there aren't sometimes a dishonest person is in the position to make that call, and we've seen situations where doctors have stretched the rules sometimes, have been a little bit dishonest, and so it's at their discretion now.
They basically act like our government kind of stretched the rules.
Right.
Communist socialist mentality.
Right. We're touching on some very volatile issues right now, but so it's at a doctor's discretion, and so they can do whatever they need to do to make it fit within this category. And so Stupak was looking for some stronger language, but he settled for just an email, a wink and a nudge from the president, and it was just a political move, I believe. What I'm looking for is, and why I'm so disillusioned with our government right now, is I'm not seeing any principles. I'm not seeing people that stand for things. Because regardless of where you stand on the abortion issue, you have to be able to look at it from a logical standpoint. You think, if you're going to have any exceptions to the rule, things that if they meet some certain criteria, some certain criterion, then you'll allow an abortion. You have to. I don't know. That just doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense to me because
And those are sensitive areas, very sensitive areas. You know?
I mean, why would you be against it in the first place? Why would you be against abortion in the first place? Either you think it's a human life or you don't.
Yeah.
If you do think it's a human life, then there should be no circumstances, regardless of what they are.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm a guy, and so I'm evil for even proposing that. But if it's just logically speaking, if you think it's I'm tying my brain into knots. If you're against it, then there has to be a reason, and the reason most likely is that you believe that's a human life. If you believe it's a human life, under what circumstances should a person be able to take a human life? Then you have to follow the logic and come to the conclusion that no, there are no circumstances.
We'll see. It's just more rhetoric coming out of Washington, and it happens on both sides. You know, I am conservative. It happens on both sides. I'm going to speak honestly. I think what we need, you know, we talk about transparency. There definitely needs to be more transparency in the government. That hasn't happened. There needs to be change. The wrong type of change is actually going on. And I'm going to speak right now on a second thing that Nancy Pelosi, I don't want to misquote her, but she was making some comments tonight. And as a small business owner, I was just looking at TV like, what are you talking about, lady? I was like, she-devil, what are you saying? I couldn't pick up through the pitchfork what she was saying tonight. And she said something on the lines of, this is going to restore the faith in the American people. This bill is going to inspire an entrepreneur type spirit. And watching that as a business owner, when I heard that, Dan, I was like, you know what? Her comments actually made me feel like my business is in jeopardy. Mm-hmm. Even though we've been blessed with a lot of customers who I appreciate each and every one, regardless of who they are and where they've came from. I appreciate everyone equally, especially my customers. But she said this, and I was like, this does not inspire me one bit. And here's the biggest problem. I don't want to go on, because I could go on hours about that woman. That I'm not here to go on about her. I'm here to go on about the American principle and what we saw tonight. I've been saying this ever since a certain somebody, our president, the celebrity, I call him the celebrity rent, ever since the celebrity rent got elected. And I do not wake up in the morning feeling like a proud American. I love my country. Don't misquote what I'm saying. Don't mishear what I'm saying. I love my country. I'm not saying that I'm not proud. I'm proud to be an American. I just don't have that feeling anymore. And what I'm looking for in a leader is someone that whenever I wake up in the morning, I can wake up and know that my country is being led by people who are looking out for the best interests of me, my family, my friends, my colleagues, my customers, my employees. And right now in America, there's been a lot of people that I've talked to on a personal face-to-face level that feel that same way, that are saying, Rob, I wake up and I don't feel like there's things honest going on with our government. We need a leader to step up. And that's a whole different, I don't want to get way off topic, but we need someone to step up that's going to start restoring that faith in America. And I'm tired of people who believe so much in our president now and believe in that liberal view that, oh, it's coming, change is coming. Well, guess what? It's had a long time to get here. You know, it hasn't came yet. The train has got to eventually get here, and right now they're burning that thing on coal, and it's not going very fast.
I've seen some change.
It's not good change.
Not necessarily good.
It's not good change.
I guess maybe that is what he was talking about, and like I said before, and maybe this makes me a conspiracy theorist, but I think that this is exactly the change that he was talking about, and I think that it's a change that
it's a misleading change.
It's the change he was talking about is legislation and change in policies that breaks down the fabric of our nation.
Well, let me close with this thought. We're living in a country that is slowly turning socialist and communist. We are no longer holding on to those rights that we were given whenever the Constitution was first written. And I feel that the American people need to be smart, need to vote smart, and need to understand the situation that we are facing this day, because lives are going to be impacted down the road. If not our lives, greatly upon our children's lives. Friends, today be smart, be educated, stay up with things that are happening in the political world, and please don't dismiss what you hear. Take in everything, study it, and try to make the best decisions to help all of us be a more equal people, bipartisan, and just be proud to be an American once again. Thanks for listening in. Best of luck to you. Our prayers are with you. We appreciate you here at the Radio HIPP. And thanks for Dan being here tonight.